Welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and today we're visiting with Dr. Jeff Lehmkuhler. He's with the University of Kentucky Extension Beef Specialist there. Jeff, I'm glad you're here today because we have a lot of ground to cover about the importance of nutrition, especially this winter.
Especially coming out of a year where we had relatively little rain and forage quality is not the best. Yet we had too much rain in the spring when we needed to be making hay, and so um, we're a bit cautious. Moving through the winter right now, we're trying to tell producers to be thinking about getting their forage tested that they're going to feed this winter.
An easy, maybe less labor is just to maybe pull in a protein supplement tub and, hope for the best right there. But we really need to know a little bit more about the whole nutritional plane.
The details are in the name of the product itself right there, because a protein block or a protein tub is designed and manufactured to deliver protein to those animals in a very small quantity. Some of them are labeled a half a pound to a pound. Some of them are, 2 to 3 pound target intake. One of the challenges in our cool season forage-based production systems is more often than not, we have both protein and energy that is limiting, and the protein tub or block may not provide sufficient energy in some of this really low quality forage. And so the animals may continue to lose body condition at a faster rate than what the producers may thought. It's because caloric intake's limiting.
Yeah, and a lot of times when we see years like this, we see kind of the effect in the next calving season or the next reproductive cycle. But if we really pay attention to nutrition now, we might save ourselves some of those headaches.
Low plane in nutrition impacts this current calf by reducing the milk that's going to be available for that calf. Secondly, when that calf gets to about 3 months of age, it's relying a lot more, nearly 50% of the nutrients that calf needs to express its genetic potential for growth is coming from whatever forage is available, or maybe some creep feed. And so we have to think that calf's impacted. But then, as you said, um, if that cow is in a negative plane of nutrition from the time she calves to when we want her to get pregnant again, she may stay in anestrus or not come back into standing heat for a longer period of time. And so we may miss a complete breeding cycle on her, or maybe even two, depending on how much body condition she's losing due to low quality forage. That's where that mindset of, okay, let's throw that protein tub in there, right? It's self-feeding. They can come and get what they want. You can push them off the back of a pickup truck, and it's not going to really damage anything. They can be cost effective in some of our farm systems where we have long distances to drive between farms. I may have 40 cows here, but then it's 40 miles to my next farm where my other cows are. And so just from the sheer traveling and availability of getting to places, the protein tubs, because they're self-feeding, can be cost effective when we look at the cost of diesel fuel or gas. And there are what we would typically refer to as high energy or high fat tubs. And so there's additional calories coming in from additional oil or fat sources in those tubs. And so they can provide a little bit more energy intake than one that has got lower levels of fat or oil in them. But they too may not fully meet the calorie needs of the animals. And so that's where knowing what your forage has in it will benefit you to think about strategically, will this tub really work? Or on the flip side, if your hay tested better in protein, you may not need additional protein and still need calories. So in that scenario, you may be better off hand feeding every other day soy hulls or even corn because of the cost effectiveness of it.
The most important take home message is know what your forage is, know what it is and what you're feeding, what your nutrient requirements are, and make a plan.
Work with your agent and nutritionist to develop that strategic feeding plan. Fall calving cows, we want to feed our best hay first because they're going to be in lactation and at peak lactation. As you get deeper in the winter, their lactation curve allows for less milk and less nutrient demand on them. Then spring calving cows, we generally say feed your lower quality hay first. And then if you're calving in February and March, You want to save that better quality hay for them because they're going to be lactating before your grass greens back up.
We appreciate you watching the Farm and Home Show and hope you have a great day.